van Turnhout.
Thank you very much, and Minister, you're very welcome to the House. And at second stage, I very much expressed my full support for this bill, and the amendments that I've tabled are really, I think, to further strengthen the bill. It very much brings Ireland in line with the rest of its EU partners and the vast majority, actually, of the Council of Europe states. I believe it's a mark of a fair, just and compassionate society to have arrangements in law that allows for individuals to put their offending past behind them and move forward with a clean slate. I think it's in everybody's interest to facilitate and encourage the rehabilitation and reintegration of ex-offenders into society. And my only concern, which my amendments are intended to remedy, is that the bill, even with the government amendments, and I'm taking the government amendments will be supported, which are all very welcome, I still believe it's too restrictive and too conservative to fulfil the purpose of the bill. And I'll begin by noting that I have no difficulty in supporting a further increase in the maximum limit of sentence to what the spent conviction regime will apply. And the 30-month amendment that has been put forward by my Sinn Féin colleagues indeed have merit. A recent review in 2011 of the Rehabilitation of Offenders Act 1974 by the Ministry of Justice in the UK judged the limit of 30-month sentences to be too restrictive. So in 2011 they said it was too restrictive. In response, the UK Government, through the Legal Aid Sentencing and Punishment of Offenders Act 2012, has reformed the relevant sections of the Rehabilitation of Offenders Act by setting the limit at 48 months. So that's 4 times the limit that is being proposed in this bill. And the UK has had 40-year head start on us with spent convictions legislation. So this isn't something that they've come up with because of the last 5 years' experience. After 40 years, they've increased the limit to 48 months. During this time, the Ministry for Justice in the UK has strived to strike the appropriate balance between public safety and reducing barriers to integration for those who have moved on from offending behaviour. And I think we really do have an opportunity here to capitalise on the learning from the UK with the legislation that is before us today. So in conclusion, I'd like to say I'm very much in a position to support my colleagues from Sinn Féin, whose amendment is to extend the limit to 30 months, which is actually in keeping with the minimum extension sought by the Irish Penal Reform Trust. But I put forward the amendment. When I was putting forward the amendments, I would like to put down 48 months, but I thought let's be and try and strike a middle ground, and that's why I put an amendment in as 2 years as a compromise between the 12 months that is in the bill, which I think is extremely restricted and prohibitive, and the 48 months, which has grown up out of trust after 40 years of the bill in the UK. So I put forward 2 years, which I feel strikes a good balance as we start out on this journey of recognising spent convictions. Thank you.